Everybody's hooked up. All right, I think this is Eric Jameson, is that right? And
Yes, sir.
I do have a copy of the mental health assessment. I will consider that for the purposes of this hearing. Did you want to call your client to testify?
Your Honor, I'd like to call his mother, Shauna Jameson.
Okay, she's on here also. You'll need to unmute though.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes. All right, if you would raise your right hand to be sworn. You swear or affirm testimony about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
Okay, you go ahead.
Ms. Jameson, are you the biological mother of Eric Jameson?
Yes, I am.
And are you aware that he's currently incarcerated, or he's being detained for an offense of criminal mischief, a state jail felon?
Yes.
And at this point, are you able to post the $10,000 bond that is on his charge?
Absolutely not. I'm not working.
Okay. So do you know anything about his mental history?
So, yes, I do. And extensively. In ninth grade, he had football concussions, 2 concussions in one game. And since he was 15 years old, it's been nonstop chasing doctors trying to keep control of his mental health. He's had brain scans, he's had regular visits whenever he goes off medication.
Is there any type of diagnosis for his mental condition?
So he has concussion syndrome. He has traumatic brain injury of the frontal lobe. And then he also has, it manifests itself as psychosis and almost like a bipolar manic. But if he doesn't sleep, that's when it triggers the most and he suffers from psychosis and mood swings and depression.
And is he currently on prescribed medication?
So he was on Abilify, but he also has to take a pill to sleep. And at the time all this happened, he was not on it and he was using drugs.
I see. So at this time, what the judge is going to consider is whether or not he's going to release your son for what's called a mental health bond. The requirements for a mental health bond is that he is required to check in with the mental health office on a weekly basis, and he will have to report to the court on a monthly basis. Is that something that you can help your son to do?
So I live in Hutchins and he cannot live with me because I don't own my own home. What I would like to do is we were working with prison trying to get him in homeward bound. And then from there, they were going to get him into housing. The only time Eric has really followed the no drug is when he was court ordered. And so I was in the process of trying to get him to homeward bound, and he tried to get out of my car. And so I pulled over and I let him.
Ma'am, can you just stop right there? I
Yeah.
don't want to go into any type of stories or incidents.
Okay.
My understanding from his action plan is that he intends to live with you. So what you're saying is, at this current time, you are not.
He knows. Yeah, he knows he can't live with me.
Okay.
I
So,
don't have housing
there a-
that he could live in.
Got it. Okay. Well, pass the witness, Judge.
Any questions from the state?
No questions from the state, Your Honor.
Anything else from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else from the state?
Your Honor, I think we should just revisit this at another time when the defendant has a place to go.
Yeah,
I don't want to just let him out.
Well, I got it. I'm not going to just let him out. I mean, I think we need to get a better plan set up. So at some point we'll reconsider all this.
Judge, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
If I can get him treatment, and work with Prism Health to get him the care he needs? Can we put that in as a plan of action?
Yeah, talk to the lawyer about all that. But he's got to have a place to live and a place where he can get treatment before I'm going to consider letting him out on a PR bond.
I agree.
But they'll work with you to get that, if we can find some place. So sometimes
Okay.
it's harder than other times. So, all right, we will talk to y'all later. Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
Homeless shelter.
This it is. Hit us with Dojo.
Caduce with Dodger.
How you say it? Dojo?
Caduce with Dodger. Yes, sir.
Okay. And I do have a copy of the mental health assessment. I will consider that for the purpose of this hearing. Did you want to call your client to testify?
I do, Judge. I wanted to also make sure I was given 2 different mental health assessments. The first one kind of denied any issues, and the second one actually had the information. So just want to make sure you had the correct one. Yeah, there's one that just basically has no information and says patient denied any history, and then the second one that has all the information.
Yeah, when I initially came.
Do you want me to go ahead and call my client, or do you want to wait?
Let's go ahead and do that while we're waiting for
Okay.
it to go up.
Okay.
If Mr.
Caduce.
Dojo, would you raise your right hand and be sworn? You swear or affirm testimony about to give be truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Caduce, you're here seeking a mental health bond today, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand that part of the conditions and things of a mental health bond means that you need to continue with treatment, take medications, report in, all of those conditions we've talked about, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And those are all things that you agree to do, is that right?
I was going to speak referencing to the mental health assessment that you said you had 2 of. I had the first one. When I came, it showed that it was like a clear state of mental health. The second one, the evaluation. I just want to clarify that the first one, of course, is when I initially came in after the random suicide intake. I never said anything, was just taken to suicide. So that was kind of like a time where I didn't understand the mental health aspect of it, as you would.
Right.
Like what the purpose of it. But
Right.
further down the line, I think after like 2-3 weeks of not receiving my medication or whatever, that's when they came and did the other one. So I'm fine. I can bond out, to be honest with you. I can make bond if necessary. So
Okay, will you just answer my questions I'm asking you specifically, okay? That'll make the hearing go a little bit smoother here. And we can make sure the judge knows everything he needs to know, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you understand that you're asking for a mental health bond today. You understand that that would require you to report in frequently to the court.
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
correct? Okay, and that's something you agree to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you also
I mean,
plan.
I agree to report to the courts, but I'd rather not have that on my profile, like on my record or anything. Like, I have no mental health issues besides the normal one. This country, the citizens in this country have depression. I don't have anything outside that will prevent me from operating in a normal function and capacity in society.
Okay,
That's
well,
what
if you're saying you don't have a mental health issue, then you are not qualified for a mental health bond. You understand that, right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we're here because there have been reports that you have a history of mental health issues, that you have a history of being in a hospital for mental health issues, and those things would qualify you for a mental health bond, perhaps. So you're not saying that's not true, that you have been treated for mental health issues in the past.
I have been treated for mental health issues in the
And you
past.
have been diagnosed with bipolar.
Yes, ma'am.
You have been diagnosed with PTSD.
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
You have been diagnosed with depression. And you have been diagnosed with ADHD.
Yes, ma'am. This sounds
And-
terrible. Honest. Can I?
Well, It's okay. And so you believe that these conditions are worsened by being in jail
Absolutely.
and that you need to be out so that you can see your doctors, take any medication that's prescribed and those things.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you will comply with whatever the court orders you to do if you're released today. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And we have arranged someone to pick you up if you're released, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you have a place to stay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
Any questions from the state?
What is the address you plan to be staying at?
5981.
And do you have a car?
At the moment, my car was just repossessed. I'm in the process of acquiring another vehicle, but I have access to transportation and everything.
Okay, pass the witness.
No further questions.
Anything else from the state?
Your Honor, nothing else from the state.
Any argument from the state?
Your Honor, I don't believe this person believes that he has a mental health problem, so we would ask that you deny.
Yeah, it's hard to treat someone for a mental illness when the person's denying they have a mental illness, but I'm going to go ahead and I think you do have a mental illness, and I do believe you qualify for a personal bond. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a personal bond. You need to do what you said you're going to do. You got to come see me once a month. You'll have make a phone call every week to Kathy. She's on the screen with us right now. Let her know how you're doing. Let her know if you need anything. Okay. Did you want to share anything else with them, Kathy?
Yeah, so you should be receiving a folder. In that folder, you'll have my business card. As soon as you're released today and you get to your destination, go ahead and give me a call, okay?
Good luck. We'll see you soon.
And Kathy, you saw that his ride can't pick him up until 7, correct?
Yes, that'll be fine. If he wants to leave me a voicemail, and I'll call him back the next day
Okay.
with a
Okay.
contact number. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
See y'all.
Thank you.